Welcome to Arcade Attack. A retro gaming podcast for up to 4 players.
Sonic Boom!
Welcome back, listeners. It's Adrian here. I missed last week.
No, you weren't. You texted all your things through and everything.
Oh yeah,
Done you.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a right lemon. But,
Still a sore point that.
yeah,
You really love Andre Agassi Tennis. What can I say?
he's
Never
quite
be
hairy.
forgiven.
And that's no on Dragons. He's
quite hairy.
he is quite hairy.
Just
now,
not on
actually.
top of his
Not
head
on top.
anymore.
No, I'm thinking
Yeah.
Pete Sampras. He's
very hairy.
yeah.
Anyway,
Around the table we have Jimbo
Whee!
and Kifo
hello.
and Dill.
Hey,
I'm not gonna add an O at the end. I will.
Dillo.
We've done a couple of best years in gaming. We've done 1998 and 1992, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to do another year, I thought. Why not?
In chronological order, clearly.
Yeah.
99?
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to go back in the 90s again, but I think we'll do maybe one more year after this. I think we'll do like 4 years in total, then we'll work out which is the best year. So this is my penultimate best year in gaming year, 1996. What was happening for you young whippersnappers in 1996?
Puberty. Wow.
It's true. It's true.
Let's call it what it is, eh? Let's
How
call it
old
what
would
it
we
is.
be? We can do the math.
14.
14, 15, coming up 15 in October.
What year was that at school then? That would have been...
Oh,
96 was, hold on, that was fifth year. That was end of...
no. 93,
second,
94
year.
was the first year. 94, 95 second. 95,
Oh,
96.
93, 90...
So
Oh, yeah,
it
of
would
course
be in
it
the
was,
fourth
yeah.
year.
Or
Third and fourth.
Yeah, of course it was.
year
Sorry.
9/10 for most people
Yes,
that
sorry,
listen.
yeah.
93 to 98 was the...
That's it. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
block.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had an Amiga / Mega Drive at the time. Trying to venture into certain other consoles.
Oh, 96. We'd have just switched to the Sega Saturn, baby.
Would we now?
Yeah.
For me, the Amiga was probably gathering a bit of dust at this time. Still had it.
Still used it, didn't you?
You used it, but I think I was moving on to like the Mega Drive and also had a PC at the time, so that was kind of my go-to.
Look at you, fancy pants.
I know, right? So, do we like 1996? It was all right, wasn't it?
I don't remember a great deal of that 96. I think Mega Drive and PC as well for me, but other memories... Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of one of those... It's nice to know you're here to kind of,
I want to say these things will be
Roll the chair
familiar.
out.
Yeah, these things will be familiar when Adrian goes through them.
Well, that's the thing.
But
as per usual, we're gonna. It's a whistle stop tour of the year. We're gonna go through many different stops, mainly gaming, but we're gonna go along a few movies and sports and music along the way. So. Are you guys ready for the back? Should we go back in time again?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Hold on to your hat.
2, 1, yeah, we're back in 1996 now. So before we get into gaming, I'll give you a few sort of the big sort of stats and facts of the year. You excited?
Mm-hmm.
So in 1996, popular boys or baby names were Ashley, Emily, Jessica, Samantha, Jacob, Joshua, Michael, and Matthew. So no Chris or Topher in sight.
No, Topher.
So far.
I love the fact that you bash yourself.
I know, right? Yeah. So they're popular names.
Interesting. I've got a nephew and niece called Jacob and Jessica. Neither of whom were born in 1996.
Yeah.
But still,
But that's
they're on the list.
that's where she got
The
the
inspiration,
idea.
clearly,
That's where
from-
she got the idea.
The average life expectancy of at birth in the US at the time, or 1996, was 76 years old.
That's
So
old.
76. So the way the NHS is going now, it's probably going to be a little bit lower.
less.
No jokes.
We get too political in our old age now.
Switch
it off.
We're getting too political now.
How much was a 30-second Super Bowl ad in 1996?
Oh,
How much
wow.
did it
Holy
cost?
what?
30 seconds.
Some millions.
Some billions. No,
not billions. $1 million.
Nah, more than that.
That's pretty much spot on.
Really?
$1 million and 85,000. So
Wow.
yeah, that's not
For
bad.
what 30-second ad?
30-second Super Bowl ad.
That's a great money spent. I'm sorry, but if you're out there,
Oh, yeah.
Do the
and you-
inflation. How much is...
no, but like, yeah, but like
wonder-
the amount
yeah.
of money you would have made off that one ad. That's a Super Bowl ad. Like you would have just raked it in. That's a no-brainer.
That is.
But I bet it would have been hard to get your foot
Is
in
it
the
the
door
single
to actually get
biggest like TV audience
Yeah, man.
every year, isn't it? The Super Bowl. Yeah, crazy.
And shout out to the Jags.
that. Shout out to the Jags again!
Go Jags.
Go Jags. Time this comes out, Jags will probably be rubbish again. But
we might have lost in the wild card round by then. Yes, that's true. Hey,
go
it
Jags
doesn't
next
matter.
year.
I don't-
Or they could be prepping for the Super Bowl deal.
Oh,
Hey, that
Stay
ad-
positive, stay
that
positive.
ad is 33.5 grand a second.
how much would an ad cost in today's world? 2023 currency.
Well, that's what it
10
costs
mil?
per. That's what it costs
Do you reckon?
per second.
you done the maths?
Then
It's
just
gotta be
33
it's
and a
got to
half
be
grand.
10 mil this year. 10 mil,
That's
20
insane,
mil.
isn't
I'll
it?
check. I'll come back to me.
Google Man's on it. What was fashionable in 1996? I've got a few
What, clothing?
clothing lines and kind of stuff that people like to wear.
Oh, in 1996. So we're talking like the height of Britpop, aren't we?
I think I've got a list here. It's more, unfortunately, more US fashion. But you're right, though.
I don't know, Ralph Lauren. I don't know.
I've got here crop tops,
Oh, crop tops. Okay.
platform shoes,
Yeah.
apparently, animal prints,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This all sounds really familiar.
velvet,
Velvet.
windbreakers.
Windbreakers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Going back to the Super Bowl thing. I just Googled it.
No,
So
go on.
predicted for this year's game. Actually, no, this is for last year's. So last year, so the 2022 game, which is actually the
2021.
This number is meant.
season,
Yeah,
whatever. Was does everyone have a guess?
Well, I know what it is because I just looked at it.
Oh, no,
So I'm going to say $20 million.
20?
12.
12. 7. 7.
7 million. $7 million dollars for a
Inflated.
30-second ad.
That's just loose change, bruv.
Yeah.
But that works out as 233 grand a second. 1 second,
But
$250,000.
again, that's money well spent, mate. I'm telling you.
Insane.
That is money well spent on
Insane.
that. Anyway, sorry. Ed.
Now, I don't know if we were cool in 1996, but apparently,
Have you
I
seen
never-
pictures of us from 96?
Mate, I never have been.
We were.
And I never will be.
We definitely were.
well, we were missing the trick because apparently in 1996 you're supposed to match your top to your bottom. So double denim, basically.
Oh, denim on denim.
Bewitched were right all along. Who would have thought it?
Yeah.
There's lines you never thought you'd hear yourself say.
All
You
hell-
definitely would have.
Bewitched were right.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, all right, yeah.
Denim on denim.
Double denim. Heartthrobs of that particular era. Do you want to name a few? I've got a little list here of women and men
96.
accordingly.
90.
Were E17 still around? No, 96
Robbie
is a bit late for them.
Williams.
Well, again, this is quite an American list.
Oh, American-y list. Oh.
Yeah.
Mid 90s, yeah. Brad
Brad
Pitt.
Pitt's on there.
Yeah. Clooney?
Clooney.
Clooney, of course, Clooney's on there. I think anyway, but
Tom
he
Cruise.
should be. Yeah, I mean, I've got here. Don't forget Jennifer Aniston, Friends fame.
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, Peak Friends.
Peak
yeah.
Friends.
Malablanc.
We got Pamela Anderson, of course.
Yeah.
Tyra Banks, Drew Barrymore, Halle Berry, Sandra Bullock, Mariah Carey, Cindy
Oh,
Crawford,
Sandra.
Mid 90s Sandra
Cameron
Bullock.
Diaz.
Sandra.
Everyone stopped at Sandra.
Stop
Miss
Sandra.
Congeniality,
God
where
tier.
they like beautify her up. It's like, oh, hello, Miss
Exactly.
Congeniality. If you know it through a wall, you know it too well.
We do. Oh, hunks. Hunks. They include George Clooney, DiCaprio, Colin Firth, Brad Pitt, and Antonio.
Oh, was that around
Oh,
the
old
time
Firth
of
was
Mr.
Pride and
Darcy then,
Prejudice,
was it?
yeah,
Must
yeah.
have been.
Antonio Banderas?
It says I've got to cut his surname out. Sabato or something, Junior.
Sabato.
I cut his surname out.
It's Christopher.
Mr. Topher.
Sabata.
Anyone called Antonio.
Antonio.
I chopped the surname off by
Oh,
mistake.
it's got to be Antonio Banderas.
Antonio
Yeah.
Sabato.
Antonio Topher.
Why was Dolly Parton quite big in the news in 1996? It's not to do with her music.
Or her other big thing.
I was going to say,
Well,
yeah.
no, not really.
Did she open Dolly World?
Oh, hang on. Oh, no, go on. Was that what it was?
I don't know. He pointed at you.
Before you say that, I will say that Dolly is an all-out legend. She's
Oh,
just
she is,
just
yeah.
a fantastic human
Hold on.
being.
And
I'll hear not
Was
a
it-
word said against her.
Hold
What are you
on.
about to say against her?
Can I have a go?
Ooh, if I say the word farming animals, you
Can I
might
have a
get
go?
offended.
Is it the cloned sheep?
Eo.
Yes!
Steve.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dolly the sheep.
Named after, well, there was the Dolly, the first ever cloned animal, I believe, in 5th of July, 1996.
Wow, is that when that was? Crazy.
Named after Dolly Parton.
Ah.
There you go. So we do like Dolly, don't we? She's
I'm
cool.
on it on this
Yeah.
one.
Let's get back
unusual.
to gaming. We're a gaming podcast. We've hardly spoken about gaming today, so let's get into gaming.
Yeah, but Dolly.
Well, does that, yeah, okay.
Dolly
Let's
Parton.
get
Come back.
into gaming.
What big events, gaming events, happened in that year? Any ideas?
What, like console releases and stuff, or just
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, sort of big gaming news kind of things. I'll go through the hardware that was released, but other stuff really.
N64.
That's in there, baby. That is in there.
N64,
Because the
baby.
PlayStation Saturn were already out.
PlayStation
N64
Saturn
was-
were 95, and 94, 95.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
were
the N64 was out.
Yeah.
So N64.
So Mario 64 would have come out
Mario
that year,
64.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
Recto Mondo.
That was pretty big news.
They're particular games. I'm talking
Okay.
more of news. Events.
Was it?
Yeah, so for
E3?
example, the big news, come on guys, Superpower, the Swedish video game magazine, changed its name to Superplay. Everyone knows that.
Of course.
I remember the day well.
I just thought that went without saying, so we just didn't need to mention it. Like everyone knows.
nice.
Tom Kalinske, friend of the show, friend of Dylan,
His
he left his position of the president of Sega
Oh.
that year. So Sega...
Well, that's where it went wrong,
Yeah, and
Sega.
it was never the same again.
The second annual E3 was held. There you go.
That was it. That was the second year, was it?
Sega.
That was the second year.
No, I said because Adrian was saying what news, and I went, when did E3 start? But I don't think he heard me.
I didn't hear you.
That was a wild guess.
Okay.
Actually, not far off.
Good guess. Sega opened Sega World London as
Oh, in
part
the
of the
Trocadero.
Trocadero. It is the first Sega World,
Keep nursing.
the first ever Sega World to open outside of Japan.
Wow.
Right?
And
chose
what a
London.
place.
Battle.net Classic is released right at the end of the year.
Okay.
It's some sort of
Sorry,
online gaming thing, isn't it? I believe. Valve is founded. That's big news.
Valve. Whoa.
One of your big faves.
Well, no, of course. Valve have made some iconic, unbelievable games, and they made Steam as well later on. But my favourites are the Half-Life games, obviously.
Yeah. Classics.
Midway buys Atari. So I'm sure someone buys Atari Nooks these
Oh,
years.
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
Midway bought them that year. Okay.
We'll buy Atari next year. What do you
Yeah, we'll
reckon?
get them. We'll acquire them for £5.
But this week, Midway bought it, yeah?
Yeah, this week. Yeah. So I'll go through a few of the big hardwares. I was going to say in chronological order. It's not really, I don't think, but there you go. But the Sega Model 3, an arcade system board, was actually released or sort of put in the wild.
Nice.
What were the first Model 3 games?
Have a look, please.
I will.
I'll be interested. The Tamagotchi was released as well.
Tamagotchi craze.
that was
96.
huge.
Right at the end, November 23rd, apparently. Maybe in Japan more than our country, to be fair. The N64, the first true 64-bit home console, and that digs in the heart a little bit there.
It really was the first one, though, mate.
True.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
So the Model 3 board was like Daytona 2, Scud Race, Virtua Fighter 3,
yeah.
Star Wars Trilogy Arcade, Sega Rally 2, Sega Bass Fish,
Star Wars
Sega
Arcade
Bass
was so
Fishing,
good.
love a
Virtua
bit of
Striker
bass.
2,
It's all about the bass.
The Lost
It's all
World,
about the
Jurassic
bass.
Park. So, yeah.
Turn up the bass.
The Game Boy Pocket was released. How much smaller was it than the big chunky hand?
It really was a lot smaller.
A lot thinner, wasn't
I'm
it?
surprised. I thought it would be a bigger percent. I've got the percentage here. When am I guess?
I think it's
30%.
50%.
Oh,
James is right. It's 30%.
30%.
Mate, what?
I suppose because of the battery compartment and stuff, you can't really.
Sega's Netlink modem for the Sega Saturn was released.
Big news.
Big news.
Anyway.
Keith didn't buy it.
I did not.
I think don't they go for quite a lot of games on that go for a lot of money now?
Mad, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah,
You
there's
should've
a
got
few. There was like special Daytona edition.
Mate, you
and-
should have
yeah.
got those. You'd be a millionaire by now.
And SNK's Neo Geo CD-Z was released.
The CDs.
CDZ. In Japan only, though. I bet they're worth a pretty penny as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the top 5 most popular TV shows in 1996?
Friends.
That was
It's
number
gotta be up
4.
there, isn't it?
Number 4. All right.
I've got a listed top 5. This is American, I think, though.
The X-Files.
Not in the top 5.
Oh,
maybe that was-
Seinfeld.
Maybe
Yes,
later.
number 2.
So we've got Seinfeld and Friends.
And I haven't done any research on this at all.
In the 90s.
Seinfeld number 2,
96.
Friends number 4. So we've
Friends
got
is
another
4.
3 to find out.
Yeah, and I don't even know what number 5 is, to be fair.
ER.
That's number 1, baby.
Hey.
George Clooney back.
There you go.
So we've got ER at number 1, Seinfeld number 2. 3 was Suddenly Susan.
What?
I mean,
Mate, that passed us
vaguely
all
remember
of
it.
us
Apparently
by,
Friends
yeah.
was just below it.
wow.
And these are all NBC shows. And the fifth show, The Naked Truth, never heard of it.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Oh, well, we guessed the ones we knew.
Friends was like, how early was that in the whole Friends?
Friends was
kind of-
started in 94, I believe.
93 or
Probably
93,
94.
Didn't it get like massive, like just after that?
Yeah.
And that's when they were
I
like
feel like
commanding
that
like a
then
million
it
per
was
episode
Probably
each or something.
maybe
The
it was
best
a bit
period for
later.
Friends, would you say? Season
Yeah,
2, 3.
96. Yeah. Was
Yeah.
that Pivot? That must have been about Pivot. Pivot must have been Pivot must have been 7 or 8 actually, maybe.
Fair enough. I've got some sad news here. What video game consoles were officially discontinued in 1996?
Not the Sega Master System.
Not the Sega Master System. It's
That
not on my
already been
list.
discontinued there by then. But
See,
it's still going.
Maybe not the Mega Drive.
It's not.
No, because I feel like there were games released later.
I have got some. Well, it's interesting actually.
No, it's the console itself, though.
It's the
isn't it?
consoles, the hardware
So,
manufacturing. No, I mean that might have been discontinued before. To be fair, I don't know actually.
The Game Gear.
The Virtual Boy.
Oh.
It hardly had a chance to grow to a man.
Never had a
did it?
chance.
The Atari
funny.
Jaguar.
Oh, was it? Oh,
of
man, that
course.
did not last long.
Did it come out the month before?
3 years, isn't it? Is it 3 years? 93?
Yeah, I want to say that's a good guess. Yeah, enough. The 3DO as well. Bless.
So you're a bit early on the Mega Drive. They kept worldwide by Sega. It was discontinued in '97, and actually a company called Majesco Entertainment kept doing the American weird Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
One of the you've seen them? I don't know if you've seen them.
Maybe.
They kept going until '99.
Will you check SNES?
That's what I thought, because I thought there was like the FIFA, like they didn't release much, but I think there was like FIFA 97 and
yeah.
versions of the Madden
yeah.
games and stuff on the Mega Drive.
Sega CD though, chopped off.
96.
And so was the 32X.
The SNES lasted longer.
Oh.
Till-
the SNES was discontinued in Europe in '98, North America
98?
99, but this is all by the Nintendo original SNES, so not by some dodgy company. Brazil 2003, Korea 2003, Japan 2003, and actually in the UK it was only discontinued on May 2005.
It was still being produced until
I've
2005.
heard something about
14
that.
years.
I'm pretty
14
sure
years.
they still kind of kept
Fair
manufacturing.
dues.
Wow.
And my final console that was discontinued was the CDI.
Oh,
The Philips CDI.
Some big hitters.
Rest
there,
in peace.
Arguably, no, not really.
And some not so big hitters.
Out of all of those, which was the most successful? It's tough, isn't it? The Virtual Boy, the Atari Jaguar, 3DO, Sega CD, 32X, and CDI. None of them had a particularly amazing
No, I don't
I don't
history.
think any of them were
Sadly,
big, were they?
It'd be interesting to know like what sold the most, but it's
my
probably
guess would
probably
be the
not a lot in
Sega
it.
CD, but that's my
Sega
guess.
CD, yeah, maybe.
Right, that's enough gaming chat. What were the top?
that's enough. It's not a gaming podcast.
What were the top 20 movies?
Top 20.
I'm talking gross ticket sales now, ranked. So not necessarily the best, but the top 20 movies of 1996.
Titanic.
Titanic was.
Titanic was 97, wasn't it?
Did we cover that?
that we covered because it crossed over into 98.
Yeah.
Remember?
Titanic is
because
not
it
on the
was in the
list.
cinemas for so long.
I'll see you later, guys.
96.
You want to roll? And you
No, I shot myself down.
I'm quite surprised about number 2.
Jerry Maguire was 96. Is that in the top 20?
Yes, it's 16th.
There you go. I got one.
Hey,
And it was released. No, it was released right at the end of 1996, December. so
okay,
actually,
so it might have been higher.
Exactly.
I don't remember
96
96 for movies, mate. You're just gonna have to put us out of misery. Yeah?
Well, shall I whiz through them quickly?
Go on.
At 20th place, we got Courage Under Fire.
But
Then The Cable
all
Guy. And
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Broken Arrow.
Oh, what a film.
Mr. Holland's Opus. What is
Hang on, can I have another guess?
I've heard of it. not
Executive
seen.
decision.
that? Can't see it.
Top 20, I don't know. Good film.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Then Space Jam at 15.
Oh, yeah.
Star Trek First Contact at 14. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 13. No one talks about
it
it.
was not a great year for
Meh,
movies.
meh,
was
meh.
it?
Eraser
Wait.
at 13. At 12,
Eraser.
though.
Eraser.
Nice.
No, what
You've
are you
just
talking
been
about?
erased.
11 is Phenomenon, which is a
Meh.
Disney film.
Oh, that was Travolta, wasn't it?
Yes. No,
Yeah.
was it-
That was a drama, so it's not actually a cartoon.
No, but I
don't know.
think it was Travolta. I think.
But now we're in the top 10. This is where Dylan might go, well, actually, it was a good year.
Go on, then.
We've got the First Wives Club at 10.
one of his
You
favourites.
forgot that, didn't you?
Yep.
I'm getting there. Sure.
10, A Time to Kill.
Yep.
That's
Getting
a
there.
good film. That's a
8,
good film.
101 Dalmatians.
Okay.
7, The Birdcage.
Right.
That's a good film.
6, The Nutty Professor.
right.
That's not a
like
good
fart jokes.
Hercules.
But top 5 now.
Go
5,
on, come on.
Ransom.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Gibson.
Mel Gibson, yeah.
Mel
4,
Gibson.
The Rock.
Oh, yes. Come on.
Oh.
3, Mission Impossible.
Oh,
The first one.
the first
Yeah.
one. Oh.
2, I'm surprised it was so big because I don't like the film, but Twister.
No, yeah.
I
there's a-
liked it at the
yeah.
time. I
There's
liked
a-
it at the
There's a big
time.
old following for Twister.
I liked it.
My wife loves it. I'm like, how can
She
you?
loves it.
I don't know where you can, how you can
same
love
here.
Big
Twister.
fan of tornadoes then.
I feel about Twister how I feel about Kickoff.
Not
for me.
Or Italian 90.
Not in my top 5. How dare you? And number 1, come on, guys.
Go on.
Independence Day.
Oh,
Jesus,
again,
when-
at the time.
I should have known that.
At the time.
Went to the Blue
Deal.
Cinema.
Yes, at the time
There
it was
you
a good
go.
movie.
There you go. At the time.
Now, we don't like talking about games too much. We're going to do more movies here. I've actually got the top 10 highest rated movies of 1996.
Oh, from like Metacritic and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
so from IMDb.
IMDb, nice.
So at number 10, there might be a little crossover here, but I don't think there is much, actually. There's only a couple.
Interesting.
The English Patient is at number 10, which I don't want to watch that.
No, thank you.
The Rock is at number 9.
Yeah.
Then we got Scream. Scream is good. We like
That was
Scream.
96.
That was
of
big.
course.
That was pretty big, to be fair.
Who's one of the main actors in Scream? The
Neve
Scooby-Doo guy.
Oh.
Scooby-Doo guy, I know who you mean.
I do
never
know who you
his
mean.
Because
name.
I went to a Comic-Con a few
Daniel
years ago.
Lillard. Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, and sometimes you get a feeling about certain. He was signing autographs and stuff, and he was one. I never spoke to him, but he was like really chatting to his fans for like 15, 10, 20 minutes, and you could tell by his body language he really cared.
Yeah.
Whereas other actors were quite stoic and like quite grumpy and stuff. You could kind of get that.
He's
impression.
tough, isn't he? He's tough.
But
being in that
Matthew
position.
Lillard.
I think he,
Shout out for.
yeah, Matty
Matthew
boy, yeah, Matty boy, and Robert Patrick was there too.
Oh, nice.
He looked very old though. You know, you got that T2 kind of look. Time. It's time. And speaking of time, at 7 is A Time to Kill.
Ah, nice segue.
It's a good film.
And one way to look younger is lots of sleep. So at 6th place is Sleepers. Not as good.
Also a good film. Not very cheerful.
film.
Not very cheerful,
I was
but
going to say,
it's-
the content's
it's a
a little
good
bit.
film.
Sleepers is a good film. 5 is Shine.
Oh, I've never caught it.
Jeffrey
actually.
Rush.
Yeah,
I've never
caught
seen it.
If you're from, if you're
Shine.
one of the Gallagher brothers.
Sunshine.
So you got the mic up here, haven't you?
Well, they would have been big
Yeah,
actually
it's
in
the right
1996.
time.
Oasis
Yeah,
would have been
yeah.
huge. And how many songs have they got the word shine?
Sunshine.
4 is Primal Fear.
That's Richard Gere.
Never watched it.
Richard Gere in Primal Fear.
Richard Gere. Primal Fear.
Nicolas Cage in Primal Rage. I would watch a Primal Rage.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Age, Primal Rage. These are like new bingo shouts.
Yeah. No,
Richard
but Primal
Gere,
Rage the
Primal
movie,
Fear.
I'd watch it. Wouldn't you? It'd be like Jurassic Park mixed with Godzilla,
Jurassic Park
maybe.
with my mate Mark.
We're in the top 3
Marky
now.
Mark.
Carry on, Marky Mark.
I haven't heard of this film though. It's 3 is Sling Blade.
Sling Blade.
I see now this is going probably some artsy critic's darling film that no one ever saw.
Yeah, Sling Blade.
Sling Blade.
No.
All right, I'm going to look it up. Carry on.
Where's
Rob would have seen it.
Yeah.
He's shouting at us right now. 2 is Fargo. We do like Fargo.
Oh, great film.
Fargo.
Yeah.
Fargo is
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good. And number 1, the highest rated movie of the year, according to IMDb, is Train Spotting.
And that wasn't in the top 20.
I suppose because in
Was it-
America it wouldn't
No.
have grossed a lot, would it?
I get that. Highest rated, but not necessarily highest grossing.
I haven't seen the sequel to Train Spotting. Is it?
mean,
No,
Apparently
I
it's
didn't
okay.
watch it. I didn't
Apparently
watch it.
it's okay. I started watching it, got bored, and then turned it off. But yeah.
Sling Blade is a drama/indie film. It currently has 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. Who's in it?
It was directed by Billy Bob Thornton, which
Nice.
is weird. And he's in it as well. So starring by and directed by.
I don't mind a bit Billy Bob.
Might have to check
Billy
that one out.
Bob.
There you go.
Interesting. I don't think any of those top 10 films ever made it into a video game. I don't think there was a Rock video game, was there?
No.
Scream, I don't think, correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
I don't think so.
Whereas there was an Independence Day video game.
Oh,
there was
don't
a
even-
Mission
don't
Impossible video game.
Yep.
I reckon there's probably 101 Dalmatians video game. Let's be
Independence
honest.
Day was, oh my God, it was hard.
Erasure, no video game, you tell me.
Don't think so.
Space Jam, I think they had a video game.
Must have been.
I'm guessing a little bit
Must
there.
have been.
And the Cable Guy, who can figure that video game? Oh, that would have been
You
good,
have to
wouldn't it?
befriend someone whose cable you installed. No, very nice.
Should we talk some video games now?
Go on then.
About
We
time.
must.
So 1996 was a big year in video games. Some people do regard it as the best year. Be interested to hear your take on things. But it was the year of the sequel and the prequel. So lots of, you could argue it's not the most original year, but you could argue they've really improved on things. So you mentioned Super Mario 64. That came out. I'm not a massive fan,
No, me neither.
but a lot of people do consider it
It
as...
was a bit of a game changer,
It was
wasn't
a
it?
game
In terms
changer.
of like 3D platformers and
Talking about 3D, Duke Nukem 3D.
nice.
That came out. Technically a sequel.
Yeah.
'Cause, there's a few. I'm a massive fan of that game. We did a pod on it.
We
Come on,
did,
guys,
early
get back,
doors,
have a
yeah.
listen. Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Oh,
You're a fan.
One of my absolute favourite Street
Great
Fighter games. Yeah.
So nothing since or nothing before was better.
Well, I didn't go that far. But it's one of my...
you laid your bed
Put me
there.
on the spot there. It's one of my absolute favourites, and I still play it a lot now. So, yeah. Quality game.
Super Mario RPG? People do like it.
I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know those
And that
people.
was on the SNES, wasn't it?
I think that was a SNES
Yeah,
game.
it wasn't N64.
That was I've never played it. And Virtual Fighter 3 came out.
Yeah. We were already
which-
on the third one by then, yeah.
And, of course, Tekken 2. And in my opinion, it's tough between Tekken 2 and Tekken 3, but that's definitely up there.
You're taking the mick.
You're taking the mix. That joke can be regurgitated.
Just do it.
We've also got a few new titles. Blazing Heroes,
Yes.
Keith loves a bit of Blazing Heroes.
Nights
I don't
into
really
Dreams.
like it.
Nights, yes.
I don't really like Nights either. So
Nights is good.
I'm
Nights
just hating on your console.
You are,
now.
no.
Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot.
Don't like Crash Bandicoot at all. Wearing the Crash Bandicoot
Tell
t-shirt.
everyone what you've just done because they can't see.
I just
Come on,
unzipped my
Clark
hoodie to reveal a Crash Bandicoot t-shirt.
I actually really like Crash Bandicoot. It was I kind of fell out of love with platformers since my Zool love. I kind
Nothing
of
could top that, could it? No.
But then I got it bundled with my PlayStation a little, not in 1996, truthfully, probably about 1998. But it was one of the games bundled. And I thought it was a great little fun game. Really enjoyed it. Pokemon Red, Green, and Blue as well. We can't
So
forget
it's
Pokemon.
The dawn of
Don't
Pokemon.
forget Yellow. Was it Yellow year
Well,
after?
Yellow, we come to that. Yellow's a weird one. We can't also forget, I think this is wrong here. It says Resident Evil, wasn't it?
No, Resident Evil, Tomb
Resident
Raider.
Evil 1?
Oh, Resident
Yeah,
Evil 1,
Resident
the
Evil.
first one. Sorry,
Yeah,
no,
first one, yeah.
get
96.
confused by 98. So that started it.
Yep.
Dead or Alive,
The first one, yeah.
You're Coming With Me.
Bing bong.
Nice.
Yeah, good. So Dead or Alive, what is
Yeah.
that? That's a Western game, is it? Or
No, it's a Tecmo. It's a 3D fighting game, isn't it?
Beat 'em
fighting
up,
game?
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the one with the jiggle physics.
Jiggle physics.
Enough said about that, eh?
Was the first one that jiggly? I'm not
Is it
saying
we
don't
can-
pat
Yeah,
first
on
imagine.
and on the Saturn version, you can change the
The jiggle
jiggliness.
level.
Yeah.
Oh, crumbs.
let's
Well, if you
get
put it to max,
Jiggy with it.
you poke an eye out.
Just
Helicopter.
Quake as well. The first Quake.
yes. Yeah.
I mean, that was badass. And we also got Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And she was badass. So
Mate, your segues on this pod.
all just off the cuff. But we can't forget some of the big PC games as well. So me and James have, started to
I got to throw. Yeah, I got to throw it. Go on.
Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Yes.
One of the
Spoke
greatest.
about it.
One of the greatest.
Diablo.
Diablo's great.
Got to respect Diablo. Mentioned Quake and obviously and Civ 2, Civilization 2,
Yeah.
which is a really good game. Look at this. 1996 also offered a glimpse into the future of gaming. Some people say that 1996 almost was the changing point in gaming. It's where things changed. So I've stolen this off some website. I haven't even got the website address.
Very well referenced.
Haven't referenced the person that said
Very
this.
good.
I stole this. He said, there's a part of me that will always remember this year as a kind of bittersweet swan song for the SNES. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, that's the official title, the full title, Kirby Superstar and Donkey Kong Country 3. All showed that while the future was certainly on the horizon, there was still room for a classic style of gaming. So he's kind of saying that was the end of kind of 2D. Now we're
yes,
bringing in
right.
the proper 3D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tank controls and everything coming in.
Yeah.
And that
And
was
how,
it, 96.
how can we forget Dylan's favourite game, another 3D masterpiece?
Bubsy 3D.
Bubsy 3D.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh dear God.
yeah.
We've been doing this show too long. I can just read your mind now.
Yes, we have.
Bubsy 3D. What a crock of poop is that? But you know what? Bubsy 3D led to... Said it. You weren't here. You are the two Siphon filter. Come on, man.
Classic.
It's like one of these things you've got to have bad before you come good.
Roasting people with tasers. For
And
far
if you're
too long.
a Chelsea
Loved
fan, you
it.
really go, that is the case. Sorry, Chelsea listeners.
Sorry, not sorry.
Everyone's getting it today.
Yeah, they're getting it. I've got here some of the Game of the Year awards. So I've got a few different awards from different people, and they've kind of chosen what game they think was the Game of the Year in 1996. We mentioned a few of these already. The biggest Game of the Year with the most kind of accolades was obviously
Mario 64.
Bingo. That got awarded by a lot of different people. I haven't heard of this game, but I hope Keith has, because it's a Sega Saturn game.
Uh-oh.
From the CESA Awards. No idea what that stands for.
Nope.
But they
CESA.
awarded Sakura Taizen, known as Sakura Wars.
So, yeah, it's a Japanese game.
Have you played it?
No.
Fair enough.
I think you can get. There's probably fan translations and stuff now, but yeah. I know of it, like the title. But
That's some fantastic insight, man.
There you go.
This is why we have you on the
That's
show.
why we have Keith. And Tomb Raider, that won a few awards. Enemies.
Keith, tell us about Tomb Raider.
it's good, isn't it?
It is good.
It's like Indiana Jones with women, isn't it? So
It was quite pointy.
it's pointy.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, let's not go down that road.
Yeah, Enemy Zero, another Sega Saturn game.
You know, I've got that, but I still haven't played it.
Yeah.
It's
Fair
in my
enough.
backlog.
I mean,
Only 25
It's in
years.
my backlog.
Adrian searching Keith for some kind of insight. Come on.
It's not going to happen.
Street Fighter Zero 2, or which is known as Street Fighter Alpha 2, was the best
We'll talk
arcade
about that.
game. They won at the
Oh, yeah.
arcade awards.
So good.
Excellent.
Tokyo Wars, that won some stuff as well,
Oh,
which is a Namco game. It's a shooter, but
Keith.
why me?
and someone awarded Donkey Kong Country 2 an award on the Super
Oh,
NES.
whatever.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Put it away. Look at this. The following video games released in 1996 entered Famitsu's magazine's Platinum Hall of Fame because they released a score of at least 35 out of 40. So I've got here, I'll go from the bottom right to the top where the game got 39 out of 40. We've got Fighters Mega Mix.
Oh, great game.
Good. That's Sega Saturn, obviously.
Yep.
J-League Victory Goal 96.
Okay.
It might
Yep.
go Lineker in it.
It might have Arsene Wenger in it as well.
Because he was
Nagoya Grampus 8.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
With
that's what he
Arsene
played
Wenger,
for, wasn't
boss.
it? Grampus 8?
96?
I don't know.
I think it was
But he
Grand
retired
Passage
by
because that
then.
was Wenger. Wenger might not be
Yeah.
96 though, but the Wenger came to Arsenal about 96, 97,
It
didn't
was
he?
that season.
The Wenger
yeah.
bus came to...
The Wenger bus was coming.
Arsenal.
The Wenger bus is coming. Panzer Dragoon 2 Zwei.
Panzer Dragoon Zwei, excellent. Improvement on the first one. Was it that? So they gave that what out of 40?
35.
Nice. It's
Why
gonna be a
didn't,
very
more,
good game.
why didn't more games like say Zwei instead of 2? I
like
think
Herzog Zwei?
yeah,
Zwei.
like it would have just been
Panzer-
amazing.
Panzer
Like
Dragoon
Resident
Zwei.
Evil Zwei.
How about Rocky?
Final Fantasy
Rocky
Zwei.
Zwei.
Rocky Zwei.
Rocky Zwei. Yeah. What else could you have?
Terminator 2.
Terminator Zwei.
Zwei. Terminator Zwei Judgment Time.
Judgment Tag.
Yeah. Yes, why? That's a good question.
Sorry, German
We've
listeners.
got
Why not?
Dragon Quest 3.
We love
as well.
Deutschland. It's just before we continue. Ich liebe Deutschland. Ich liebe Deutschland. Now you can continue.
Dragon Quest 3 on the SNES? No, fair enough. I'm going to say this all wrong. Sorry, Japanese listeners. Fushigi no Dungeon Farai no Shiren on the Game Boy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The on the Game Boy
What
bit
was that?
was
Was that-
pronounced really
Is
good.
that the Japanese
Yeah.
name for Diablo?
Who knows? It's a Fighting Vipers as well.
Yeah.
You know, respect to the Sega Saturn. They had a few.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, Keith knows about Fighting
I know
Vipers.
Fighting Vipers, yep. And Fighters Mega
He
Mix.
says-
Just snakes
Excellent.
fighting each other.
Yeah.
Joking. Tekken 2. Resident Evil in
Yeah.
second place. And number
Yes.
one, Resident Evil got 38, by the way. But in 39 out of 40, Mario 64. It's going to be.
Come
People
on.
loved it.
I've got the top 10 selling albums in the UK. We're going UK
Ooh,
now,
okay.
baby. So what were the
96.
top 10 selling albums? And we usually don't like these albums, but we'll see.
I got a good shout for this one.
Go on then.
Whatever the Spice Girls album is called.
Spice Girls.
Spice.
Spice World.
Spice Girls album.
Don't tell me it's not on the top.
It's just Spice.
Spice.
And it's,
Spice.
it's number one. Sorry, number two.
There you go.
He chose number two there.
Amazing
Um,
album.
Sold 23 million copies.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What's the story, Morning Glory?
Not on my list.
Whoa!
I'm
Did that come
surprised.
out in 95 then? And maybe it came out in
I'm
95.
surprised as well.
No, definitely maybe was before that, right?
Definitely maybe it was 94. That was the... Yeah.
Or maybe we missed. Yeah, maybe that was 95. Or
Maybe.
God. Oh,
Okay. Park Life?
no,
Was that-
yeah,
or
it's
was
in
that
my
the year
blur-
before?
It's in my blur.
It's not on
in
my
there.
list.
Blur.
What the hell?
I don't. Well, let's go for it.
Wait
Let's
a
go
minute.
through the
Wait
list.
a minute.
Number 10, we have got Older by George Michael.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
okay.
pretty good. That is pretty good.
Yeah.
9, we've got Crash by the Dave Matthews Band.
Dave Matthews Band didn't know that Leon Razzo was so popular over here. Okay, carry on.
Metallica in 8th place with Load.
Yeah.
Don't know what's on load.
Load and then reload, I think.
Well, it was the beginning of their decline. Yeah, Most of the Story Morning Glory was 95.
Oh,
My
mate,
bad. I
missed
thought it was
it.
96. I was listening
I've
to
got
it
here
in
a
96.
Bollywood soundtrack.
Bollywood soundtrack. nice.
Oh.
Raja Hindustani, but
Raja Hindustani.
Again,
yeah, sure.
Don't
Don't look
number
at me.
7.
Straight in at number 8.
Don't you look at me.
I wasn't looking. No, I
Only
wasn't.
Asian in the village. Don't look at me.
At number 6, we've got Fugees with The Score.
That's pretty
We've
big.
got Fugees at number 6. 5, we have mentioned this boy band a few times on the pod. We are big fans. Backstreet Boys.
They are back.
96.
We're right.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
All right.
Tony Braxton wanted to reveal all her secrets.
Nice.
Do you know what I was going to say? Blooming Tony.
I wouldn't mind
Braxton as
seeing
well.
some of Tony's secrets.
I don't think this can't be right. In number 3 place, we've got Yourself or Someone Like You by Matchbox 20. Come on, they can't be in the top 3.
Maybe.
Well, I think they are.
Really?
Unless your order's out.
Where's K by Cooler Shaker? Come on.
Yeah, where's K? That's 95.
Spice Girls number 2. It was just called Spice. Ugh. And number 1, we've got Celine Dion, Falling Into You.
Bam. Bang.
How many copies? Go on.
Well, it says here 32 million.
Oh my
But
god.
that doesn't make
Matchbox
sense.
20.
32. That is a.
That's not that can't. That's not UK. Then.
No, it must be.
No,
That can't be.
Celine Dion. No,
She's big, man.
That's not
I love
UK.
Celine.
That's
I
not
was just joking. I love Celine. What are you talking about? I love Celine.
I've got here a big list of the best rated games as well now in this particular year. We're going to cross over a few we mentioned already, but there you go.
Mario 64.
That is number 1. We're not really fans, are we?
There's a shocker.
I feel like, we like it about as much as Dave Perry right now. To be honest. Sorry, that's a British joke.
Not at all.
But I guess we can still respect it because
Yeah.
it did change gaming quite a
I
lot.
hate this having to respect games. No, I don't like it. Put it away. I tried playing it. It's rubbish.
Toys are going out the pram again.
It looks bland.
Do you know what though? I always when you asked me.
Stop. It looks bland. It plays terribly. I'm putting it in the bin. I'm putting Mario 64 in the bin. Plop. It's gone in the bin.
I might have to take him outside and hose him down in a minute.
I want to do that for years. Oh.
When you
So
asked
get
me
me
one
started
time,
on Ocarina of Time.
Luckily, that's not a 1996 game, luckily.
I thought that was an unpopular gaming opinion.
What?
Because I think you said to me once before, "What's your unpopular gaming opinion?" I said, like Mario doesn't kind of do it for me.
No,
Well, he's never done it for
No,
us.
but then everyone was like, "That's yeah," and I was like,
like-
"Okay, maybe it's not
Oh, and don't
unpopular."
get me started on Super Mario World. Oh, you people are crazy.
I
out
know
there.
that people think it's the best game ever.
Oh, you just put that in the bin as well.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Well,
I've almost forgiven you for like duping us in the last podcast.
I haven't.
Keep dumping on
Snake.
Mario.
Thanks, mate.
I think the next game might get you back inside. So the second best rated game was Wipeout XL. Or Wipeout 29.
Oh,
I love a
2097.
better
Wipeout,
Wipeout.
yeah.
Love a better Wipeout.
Which
Yeah.
is obviously a PlayStation game. We like a bit of Wipeout, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, once I got good at it.
I hate
I'm not
hitting
good
the
at it
walls.
anymore, but yeah, that was it at
Hating the
first.
walls.
It
It's
was
too like
bang,
nudgy. Like get that
bang.
in the bin as well.
Bang.
What's the about like being nice to games?
So the top
now?
2 biggest games go straight in the bin.
Get them
so
in the
far.
bin.
Like, seriously, Wipeout, mate. You're just nudging the walls all the time. You got to like nudge it
Not
ever so
nudging,
slightly, banging the
Bang.
walls. Like because you got to
Bang.
nudge it to actually get
Bang.
through the track.
Oh, right.
I mean, yeah, it looks great. Yeah, it
Sounds
sounds
great. Sounds amazing.
Man, it plays like a donkey's ass. Oh, no, the donkey is an ass.
Okay,
He's
so-
a donkey's
today,
back.
isn't
Get it in the bin.
96
Get it in the
so
bin.
far, pretty rubbish.
No.
Quake in third place.
Oh, lovely game.
No,
Quake's
it,
good.
it was good.
Granted.
It was dark, somber, quite a grown-up FPS game in my eyes. It didn't have a huge story, but it seemed quite gritty and raw, and I think the soundtrack
Yeah, 9 Inch Nails. Yeah.
really added to it. And I remember playing it going, this game is kind of, whoa, this is taking Doom to another level. So I still probably had a lot more fun with Duke Nukem 3D, I'm just saying, but Quake was something a bit different and fresh and quite interesting dark game. Played it?
Definitely. Yeah.
Fan of it?
Yeah, I like it because it was dark. I think with Duke Nukem was a different game entirely though because it was like it was really funny as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah.
so many jokes, in it,
Yeah,
and, like
yeah.
so many ridiculous weapons. Quake was a bit more kind of like edgy and a bit dark and gritty.
Quake
and
was
stuff,
like the
wasn't
first fully 3D. for FPS.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, because Doom wasn't...
Yeah, Duke Nukem still had sprites,
Duke
didn't it? as
Nukem was
enemies?
still all
yeah.
It
made
was
in
so
sprites.
cleverly done,
Yeah.
but it wasn't
Yeah.
really...
Yeah.
But no, like Quake was the first proper respect. Now we can talk about respecting games. Quake.
Take
And
it
then
out
that
the
is a
bin.
game.
Quake doesn't have to go in the bin.
That's not going.
One of my favourite interviews was American McGee, and he worked on some of the Quake games, and it's a good interview, so please check
It is
out.
really good. Yeah.
And also, we also interviewed Tim Willits, and another controversial figure, but he worked on Quake. I quite enjoyed talking to Tim, but he's a bit of a Marmite character in that particular.
Doesn't he hate John Romero?
They don't get along.
I don't particularly like John Romero either. We can get him in the bin as well.
Oh, he's on one, isn't he?
Team Tim. Team Tim.
Listen,
Get John in the
There
bin.
is Doom and Quake people now listening, thinking, who is this
Get
kid?
that bin,
go
Romero.
back to bed and get out on the right side.
He's
Why,
not like-
why don't we like him?
I just don't know. He just seems like a bit of an ass. He's just like he's milking this milking this Doom thing too much. Do something better, mate. Do something new.
Oh, blimey, that is
Yeah,
controversial, but
Get off your seat.
I think we're going to get it soon with both barrels.
Or even better, come and have an interview and tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, was Tim had the time to talk to us, didn't
Exactly.
Yeah.
People like you don't have time to talk. Let's get in the bin.
he? Oh dear.
Dill's entered the I don't care phase.
I'm scared to mention the next game now.
Oh,
'cause
no.
I don't know what Dylan's going to say about
Gonna
it.
need a bigger bin.
Tekken 2.
I love it. Oh man, I love that game. In fact, I rate it over Tekken 3.
Do you?
For real.
I think you said it was better than it. I think I ranked it slightly higher than Tekken 3.
Yeah, same.
But they're just brilliant, wasn't it? Tekken 2.
They are. I mean, again, the PS Classic. Well, amazing. Whoever put that together was just on some amazing trip there. Chose 3 over 2, and I was like, no.
Yeah, three's good, but two, everything was proper.
Sweet
on point.
spot.
Yeah, it was.
Sweet spot for that genre, I think.
Yeah, I had a massive. We've spoken about Tekken 2 before, to be fair, but we're fans, aren't we?
Yeah, like it.
But you're a 2D. You see, Keith doesn't really like.
No, I like
Get
it.
in the bin. That's what Keith's saying.
Put Tekken in the bin.
Tekken in the bin. I'm taking it out the bin.
Yeah.
No, I was never that big on the 3D fighters.
I think out of all the 3D fighters at the time, and there's a couple more we're going to mention in a minute, but I think that for me that was my favourite at the time. Civilization 2.
Cracking.
Did play it. Play it. It still had that sort of top-down view. The graphics weren't amazing, but it just
I don't think it mattered.
Didn't matter.
No.
It wasn't about the graphics.
It was really in depth, and you could kind of like play your own game. There was
Again,
no,
a thinking man's game.
yeah, in your face.
Yeah, that's thinkers over here.
That's why I didn't play it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't beat yourself up.
Wave Race 64, a bit of a controversial thing here, but
That's fun, though.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
good fun. Good
Yeah.
wavy physics.
yeah,
Decent.
Yeah.
decent. Parappa the Rapper.
Yes, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
It's
It is
fun.
good. Like, pick it up for like a minute or two. It's pretty decent.
We're still on the highest rated.
Yeah. So these currently, I know we just went into so all the others had a high sort of 90% or above.
Our rapper, the rapper, had above 90%.
Well, no, that was the first that creeped into the 80s, actually, 88.3%.
Yeah, but don't forget it was new, wasn't it? Like we got so
It's
there
original
was-
at the time.
There were so many rhythm games, going back like up into Guitar
like a
Hero
good
and stuff.
rhythm game.
But
Yeah,
that
I
was
don't
like
mind
early
them.
doors. So I suppose it was like, oh, this
Wow,
is
88%. Jesus. Fair enough.
I haven't heard of the next game, but I should have done. Realms of the Haunting. It's a DOS game, a PC game. I can't.
No,
Some reason I can't picture it. Realms of the Haunting, but there you go. Tomb Raider. After that, we have time for that.
of course.
I want to talk about Soul Edge. Do we like Soul Edge? Isn't that like
Soul Edge was the precursor to Soul Calibur.
I mean, Soul Calibur is amazing. Soul Edge is
Calibur.
also
Soul Edge is good. Yeah.
Soul Edge? Was it the same company?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
Soul Calibur was
is it Namco?
Soul
Yeah.
Calibur was the
Namco.
sequel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soul Edge was good.
Yeah.
I played Soul Edge actually quite
Yeah,
a lot.
my mate had it on his PlayStation.
I mean,
Used to
after you
play a lot
play,
with him.
after you play Soul Calibur, you're not going to want to play.
You're not going to go
But-
back.
Yeah. But if that's the one you got, then
But
great.
it was pretty damn good.
I'm a little bit surprised this wasn't higher, but just below Soul Edge, we've got Resident Evil, which I think I remember seeing it actually at my uncle's house on the PC. 'Cause I think it came out at the same sort of time, and it was pretty intense and quite scary. I've never seen anything quite like it because I never really played Alone in the Dark. So this was the first kind of It was a bit different for me. Original. I kind of saw my uncle's, but never played it for many years later. I think I skipped straight to 2. But you are a fan of the original.
Just a bit. Game changer.
I seem
Game
to remember
changer.
it had quite a lot of like preemptive negative press from certain. Yeah, I don't think they were reviewing the game specifically. I think what they were doing is they were saying there's this game coming out called Resident Evil, and I remember seeing an article somewhere. It's only in a magazine or a newspaper somewhere, and I remember it, and it was specifically saying, "Oh, it's overly violent. It's going to be."
Oh,
this,
it was
that."
one of those
And what it was doing,
kind of
it was really hamming up, like, and the only thing it did was basically make people go out and buy it.
Maybe it was some like marketing
It
that
might
they
have been,
actually
but
sort of did on the.
It sounded pretty scathing though, and I was like, and I saw a couple of these, and I remember at the time, I can remember it now, and I remember thinking, like it doesn't sound like you've actually properly played
See,
it.
I think this was the thing, like talking about putting Mario 64 in the bin. By 1996, we'd done our cuddly, cute platformer phase, and games like this were like, oh yes, this is
because
what-
this is proper.
this is
Cut
what
some
I want to
zombies
do.
up, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Get a
scary.
little shotgun and
it was atmospheric. It was hard as well. Well, could talk about Resident Evil all
We've
day,
done a
but
whole. Actually, have we done a whole pod?
We haven't done one about the original game.
We are bad people.
Might have to try and remedy that
Yeah.
soonish.
We spoke about this quite recently. James did a good little talk on this, but Red Alert, Command and Conquer, that was amazing.
Just another, not necessarily a game changer, but just such a well put together RTS game. And if you ask anybody who used to play RTS games, it's definitely going to be in their top, I would say 3.
5. Yeah,
Top 5 or 3, definitely. Yeah. Great game.
Dragon Force on the Saturn.
Now, this is one I haven't played yet, but I know about it. It's supposed to be really, really good. It's like a real-time strategy game. And if you've ever seen it, it's 2D, but you have up to like 200 sprites on screen at once.
Ouch.
You didn't mention it during the RTS pod, did you?
Is it technically an RTS? Well, I haven't played it.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't going to go back. But
that sounds a bit mental.
Yeah.
200?
Look, I'm sure it's something like that, yeah.
Wow.
I think was it Japanese only?
It's made by
I'm not
Sega.
sure.
Doesn't say
I
here,
can't
to be
remember.
fair.
Maybe it was available. I don't know if it's been translated since, but it does look good. Whether it be the kind of game I would enjoy, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's definitely highly regarded. So that tallies with the high score there.
We've also got here International Superstar Soccer 64, which is the precursor to the PES game.
Amazing.
That, on the NC, it's a good game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
First played it at Chris's house. I think Ross brought his N64 round, and I was like, "Whoa, this is so good!"
It's a meaty game.
ISS.
Guardian Heroes.
Good game.
Good game.
Yeah. Again, really highly regarded among Saturn games. It's a 2D beat 'em up with RPG elements.
Here comes Keith now.
Back in the game.
Here he comes.
Yeah, no, it's 2D beat 'em up with sort of RPG elements. And instead of like your normal scrolling beat 'em up, that you have like 3 planes that you can jump between. You played it a bit at my house.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
Really good. I only had the Japanese one though, so because it's quite story heavy, and you can.
Are you just guessing what they're saying?
Yeah, because there's lots. There's
button like
multiple
this.
paths through the game.
Good.
And you can select at the. But
It does look pretty
obviously
funky.
when
Yeah,
you
it does look pretty funky.
can't read Japanese, you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, good game. Recommended.
Super Mario RPG. We don't know, mate.
No, we don't know.
Skip that one.
Bin it.
Well, no, we don't know. We don't know
I'm
if
not
it's in
gonna
the
say
bin. We don't know.
Keith's kind of the energy from Dill is moving to Keith now, and he's like, "Bin it, put in the
I
bin."
really like RPGs, and I don't mind Mario, so actually I'm going to reserve
Judgment for now.
judgment on that.
So
I
it's
haven't
kind of, imagine there's a bin. It's kind of on the lid.
It's on the teetering, but I'm going to have a go at it first.
Yeah.
It's when you filled the bin up so much that the bag's overflowing, and you've just rested it on top. So is it in the bin? Is it out the bin?
The bin, only the bin man knows.
Descent 2. I don't know if you guys ever played Descent or Descent 2.
I've seen them running, but I've never had a machine to play
It's
it.
like an FPS game, but with like a spaceship. It's hard
Oh,
to.
okay.
It's a weird. I've played Descent 1. I think I played Descent 2 a little bit. I never really.
It
fell in
looks
love
real
with
fun, but
It-
like I
it
said,
does.
I've never owned it.
But but FPS games you kind of go left to right, but this one you have to fly around, so it's not quite.
Oh, okay.
I just found it a little bit clunky, the controls, and I think Descent 2 improved upon the first one, but quite an original PC game. So respect. You ever played it?
I haven't.
No, it's an interesting game. Duke Nukem 3D, again, we've done a whole pod on
That's
that.
it.
Massive fan of it. Star Control 3, haven't played it, another PC game, but again, highly rated. Nights into Dreams.
Not everyone is a fan.
Hello.
There's
kidding.
still. Yeah.
I think it's because I'm trying to play with a flat Saturn pad. And
I've
heard
still yet
that
to play it with the 3D pad because I haven't got one.
I've heard it's like millions
That
of
is
times
supposed
better
to be
than
the way to play it.
So if you want to get one of those, and then we'll play it around your house, then I can. I'm not going to put that in the bin.
I've got it on my
Yes.
on the arcade machine with the Xbox One controller, so you can use the analog stick, which works obviously a lot better.
I'll
So
do
it
that.
works how it would do.
Okay, well,
But yeah, I mean that's what Sonic Team
Because I feel like
did
you're not really
instead of
grabbing
make
whatever like
the gems and
the gems. I feel like you're not really getting it with the pad.
It's
Like,
hard
I
with
feel
the
like
D-pad because you have to do the loop.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not getting it, man. I want a 3D.
It's a unique game that everyone should try if they can. But yeah, that's the game that Sonic Team did instead of making a Sonic game.
Thanks. Well, at least
Saturn.
I did that.
Yeah.
I've got the next 2 games, and I don't think this is correct, because I've got Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Red. I'm not even joking, they've got slightly different scores.
Well, you got different Pokemon, haven't you, in each of them? So
then
they are sort of different games.
No, but they're exactly the same
It's the
games,
same
but your
game,
starter
isn't
Pokemon's different. So the blue,
But
you
is it-
start with Squirtle,
Yeah,
and the red, you start with Charmander.
But don't you? Isn't like some of them you don't have certain
I
Pokemon
think
in the
some
wild,
and they use the connecting cable,
and you have
swap
to
it.
connect it. So it's not just those 2 that you have to swap. It's
that's
like
fair.
other ones.
So which one is the best?
So
According
which
to
one
the
do people
reviews?
say is better than the other one?
Well, and also the release date's slightly different. But is that true? I thought they released.
No,
at the
I think
same
they come at the
time.
same time.
Anyway, the blue version got a score of 88.33% on average, whereas the red version only got 87.66. So they
People
don't-
love Squirt.
I mean,
People love Squirt.
it's not
Squirt
exactly
Squad.
a
Squirrel
yawning
Squad, baby.
chasm, is it?
No, but I just
People,
find
Matt, it's such a big chasm. We got to say Squirtle wins.
That whole 0.5%. Good
I
God.
just find that very interesting.
But for any Pokemon fans, they'll know that Squirtle and Blastoise and everyone not really mentioned much now. It's all about Charizard. It's all about Charizard.
If you've got
mate.
an original Charizard Pokemon card, you are sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
And do you remember when we first around my house on my 18th birthday, I got a pack of Pokemon cards. I had an original Pikachu card, and there's a picture. I've got a photo of it. That's probably worth about £500.
Is it?
I don't know where that card's
I've got
gone.
to find because I had the blue pack. I've got to find it.
Man, some of those old, and you can look at the dates. If you've got like 1996 and 97 Pokemon cards, you've got a lot of money there, man.
Oh God! Right, I'm going in the storage.
But a little bit look, Pokemon did change things as well. I think that deserves a bit of respect. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea.
I love
but it
Pokemon.
did
I don't think it
rewrite
was.
the kind of. I'm a big fan of Pokemon. Yeah, Formula One, that was highly rated.
Oh, on the PlayStation.
On the PlayStation.
Ooh, that one in '97. Oh,
97.
Drooling over there. We've got Fighters Mega Mix. Boom.
So that's a combination of Fighting Vipers and Virtua Fighter characters, as well as lots of other random characters. And one of the unlockables in that is the car. There's not anything I'm going to mention right now because maybe
may
we're
or
going
may
to
not
talk
be on a
about it
future
later. I will not mention the unlockables, but it's a good game, good fighting game.
I mean, if we were playing poker, we'd literally be sitting with our cards like out front like this.
But anyway, at its heart, it's a mix of Fighting Vipers, which was a cool game because you could knock each other's armor off,
Yes.
and also Virtua Fighter. So
Good.
I will talk more about it another time, perhaps.
Maybe in a week or two.
Ship has just pulled out of the port.
Pilot Win 64, penultimate game to talk about. Pilot Win 64, quite good.
I never played it. I remember obviously Pilot
played on
Wings on the
64,
SNES,
played on
but
the
yeah,
SNES.
never 64.
And again, Panzer Dragoon 2 Zwei. That's on my list.
Zwei. Sorry.
Is it? But why is
It's
it
Resident
Panzer
Evil
Dragoon
2?
It's not. It's not.
Doom Zwei.
It's just Panzer Dragoon Zwei.
Okay,
Panzer
good.
Dragoon
Quick.
Zwei.
Zwei.
I've got the UK top 10 singles of the year.
Resident Evil 2.
If you want to be my lover,
You gotta
Gotta
get with my friends.
That's number 2 in the charts. Second best ever set single.
What is a Zigga Ziggar?
What?
What
You
is
do
a
not want
Zigga
to know.
Ziggar?
Answers on a
It's a
postcard.
brand of cigar.
Cigar? That's all they wanted.
Zigga cigar.
All they wanted was a cigar. All they wanted was a
is a
cigar.
Zigga
Get
cigar.
to Cuba.
Yeah, a Zigga cigar.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go down the Celine Dion route here.
Yes. Got to be.
And you would be wrong.
Oh.
You
All right,
kidding
now
me?
hang
'Cause
on,
she had a
hang
couple
on,
of really big
hang on.
singles around that time.
I got good ones. I'm sure. No, was this 95? Because I'm going to say.
I don't think those albums are a clue, are they?
Blur Country House.
Nope.
That was
they were
95 then, wasn't it?
5.
Damn it.
Are there a lot of one-hit wonders?
No
in there?
5.
There's a couple one-hit wonders.
How
There's a lot of
how
Spice
bizarre.
Girls.
How bizarre. Do you remember that?
No.
It's like that.
That's a good one.
No.
No. 96. Wait, that George Michael out. Fast Love?
It's not in my list, my friend.
Any George Michael?
No.
Okay.
Adrian, talking to your mic a bit more, mate.
It's not in my
say-
list, my friend.
Too funky or something like that. But that's
Well, because Older
Yeah.
was in the top 10
Yeah.
albums, wasn't it? Or top 20 albums. So I was just.
Do you want them?
So no George Michael.
Shall I go for it?
Go on.
Mysterious Girl, Pete Andre.
Was that 96?
that's
classic.
embarrassing. I should know all of these.
Classic.
Children by Robert Miles, and number 9.
Of course.
Oh.
What a tune.
8.
Rest in peace, Robert
Who
Miles.
Are Just a Little Bit by Gina G.
You bloody Eurovision. Eurovision made its way into the
Great
top 10.
memory of that. We must have talked about this before.
Yes, we have.
So when we went camping for Duke of Edinburgh, and our friend Dave had a Game Gear and a TV tuner, and we watched in the middle of the woods somewhere in Surrey. We tuned in to Eurovision so we could watch Gina G on his Game Gear.
Man,
Come on.
That is,
And that turned out so well. Oh, no, actually, no.
And in
no,
all the
no.
excitement, apparently someone bent the aerial. I still think it was gutsy.
Probably. No.
Dave's never forgiven him since. We got 3 Lions in 7th place.
Of course.
Oh, God.
For Christ's sake,
You're
how
on
did we miss
96.
that?
You're on
None of us
96.
like the England football team, so that's why
did
that
then.
didn't even get.
I
We
did
did
then.
then.
You're
Says
on
he
96.
Says the Welshman.
Says the Welshman.
Of course.
We can't forget Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison.
Oh, I love that song.
Yes, yes.
Your last
This is embarrassing.
Oh God, such a
Yes,
tune.
I try. Yes, I try.
Remember, Keith? Back out the box. We done it. Two Become One by Spice Girls.
Oh,
Decent tune.
All right, fair enough.
Decent tune.
Say You'll Be There by the Spice Girls.
Oh,
Why
the
wasn't it
video?
3 become 1?
The video. What? Why
Three become
Why
one.
didn't 3 become
Why
one?
wasn't it 3 become
Well,
1?
you know, it's 2023. I mean,
What? I missed that last one.
Say You'll
anything
Be
can
There.
happen
Say
these
You'll
days.
Be
Oh,
There.
that's a good one as well.
The video.
Oh, God.
That one.
Spaceman in third place by Babylon Zoo.
Yes.
Decent. We dissed the Spice Girls, but they gave us a lot of good times.
Many good times.
And Wannabe is second place. And number 1 is Killing Me Softly by the Fugees.
Ah, decent.
Yeah.
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 We're getting close to the end, but I've got here the highest grossing arcade games of 1996 in Japan. Top 10. So,
There's going to be loads of rhythm games and stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
well, I don't know all of these, and if I pronounce it wrong, sorry. But in 10th place, we've got Battle Garega.
That's a good shoot 'em up. Also available on the Saturn.
Thank you, Keith.
Yeah, good. We've got Real Bout Garo Denetsu, which is Real Bout Fatal Fury.
Yeah. Fatal Fury.
X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
Amazing game. Also available on the Saturn.
Ray Storm.
I think
Or
that's a
it's
shooter.
literally Ray Storm. It's like one word.
I think that's a shooter. It might be called something else over in the
no,
West.
you're going
No?
to hit yourself. Ray Storm, also known as Virtual One Cyber Troopers.
There you go. We love Virtual On.
We do love Virtual On.
Psychic Force, which is, I think, also called, no, similar to Virtual Cop 2, maybe, I don't know.
What? It's a light gun game.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh. Is that called, maybe that's called something else in the West.
When are we going to do a light gun game podcast?
Oh, yeah.
right, I'll
So-
jot that down then. You don't-
Dungeons and Dragons Shadow over Mysteria.
It's a good beat 'em up. It's also available on the Saturn. This
Thanks.
is
Thanks,
a
Keith.
Japanese list. It's really good, actually. It's one that uses the 4 meg cartridge that you put in the back of the Saturn.
I apologise. I've got 2 lists here. Ray Storm is not Virtual One Cyber. They're just 2 lists. I kind of merged the 2.
okay.
My apologies. So there's me having a go at Keith.
I think we've had a go Keith quite a lot lately.
We have, I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
Virtual Fighter 3.
Yeah.
The King of Fighters 96. Virtual On is in second place.
Oh,
Nice.
And the most highly regarded arcade is Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Alpha 2. Come on.
Ooh,
Come on.
obviously.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. United States, again, arcade games. We've got Strikers 1945. That's a scrolling shooter.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Fair enough.
Capcom, isn't it?
Decathlete.
Decathlete. Yeah. So that is, you guys played it around mine once. Athlete Kings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Is that the one that
really,
you just randomly got free in like some bundle or something? You were like, oh, this is here, let's play
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
It's a really arcadey, like track and field, but in 3D.
Not as good as Olympic Gold, though, is it, Adrian?
No, it's not. I won't
that's
hear
really
a bad
good- really
word
good
against
fun.
it. Point Blank. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
in the
good.
arcade.
That's
Metal
good.
Slug.
Metal Slug.
Yeah.
Metal Slug.
That's James woken up.
Die Hard Arcade.
Yes. Come on.
Alpine Racer.
What?
That's a skiing game.
It's a skiing game.
Arcade's brilliant.
Area 51.
Yes.
An Atari game. Respect to Atari.
Yeah,
Respect.
it's a digitized light gun game.
Well, you had to get some respect to Atari.
Yeah. Tekken 2 on the arcade. I wonder what that's like.
That's taken a while.
Yeah. Cruising USA by Midway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Daytona USA.
That was still, what is that, number 1 still?
Number 1.
Wow.
Number 1, baby.
3 years on. Come on.
Oh, I've got a list here. This is a cool list of the best-selling consoles in 1996. Not necessarily when they were released, but the best-selling in that year.
PlayStation.
What was number 1?
PlayStation.
It was PlayStation.
Yeah.
Just everything PlayStation.
Around
PlayStation.
6.6 million sales in
Just
total.
that year. Just that year.
In second place,
N64. Saturn.
nope.
Super Nintendo.
No. We got the
Game Boy.
Game Boy / Game Boy Pocket,
Oh,
bit of a
okay.
cheat. Then it's the Sega Saturn. They say joint second, actually, to be fair,
Okay.
game. It's quite similar numbers. Then we've got Nintendo 64, but it was just released, to
Yeah.
be fair. The SNES. You're just
Yeah,
tapping your
SNES
mic there.
again.
It's the SNES.
That's all right, mate.
The Sega Genesis as well was in 6th place.
Yeah.
7th, we've got the NES.
Still.
Yeah, that was only
Wow.
discontinued late as
Say
well,
what?
actually. Weird. Yeah, hang on.
The Game Gear, so people loving their Gina G watching on their Game Gears,
Yep.
that's in 8th place.
Yep.
We've got the PCFX in 9th, and the 3DO was in 10th place.
Well, so it was top 10 and then they discontinued it.
Well, yeah, it must have been.
Wow.
Well, that's some good hindsight.
Yeesh. Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, again, like the Famicom was only discontinued in 2003. But it was 95, actually. the NES was discontinued, so just the last ones would have gone out the door.
I've got here the top 10 best-selling games of the year, and I find it a bit of a cheat because wasn't the N64 bundled with Mario 64 initially?
It must have been, mustn't it?
It's, like Sonic 2's bundled the Mega Drive too, wasn't it? So
It has to have been,
but
really.
I think
mean,
it was. Again,
seemed
famous
like a
last
smart
words.
move.
Well, so is it the top seller?
it say-
No, it was the top seller.
Does it say including bundled?
Didn't say on this list. I should have done some more research, but there you go. Best-selling then. With about almost 3 million sales worldwide. Tekken 2 in second place, Resident Evil in third, Super Mario RPG just won't go, will
Wow.
it? Still in fourth place.
I'm going to
go
give
away.
it a go. I'm going to do a whole podcast on it.
Could you imagine? And Donkey Kong Country 3, Pocket Monsters, aka Pokemon.
Oh, so
That's
good.
in sixth place. Donkey Kong Country 2, seventh
Two
place.
Donkey Kong games.
I know, right? Wave Race 64 in eighth. Dragon Quest 3 is in ninth. And finally at 10, Madden NFL 97.
You promised me a Pokemon Yellow story.
I did.
He was hoping that at this point you'd have forgotten.
My story was I'm going to ask Dylan to work out when that game was released.
Yes.
Cool story,
I
bro.
have a computer right here. We just go over it.
We're whizzing through it now. I've got here, this is ridiculous. I've got this listed. I don't know why I've included it. The top game rentals in the United States in that year. But it's only got May, June and July and August. And it's only got one game. But the biggest rented game in the US for 4 months was Super Mario RPG.
No,
I know.
It totally deserves my time.
All the others is unknown.
That's so funny.
James.
Pokemon Yellow, this is quite disappointing. Pokemon Yellow was only first released in Japan in September 98.
What?
And it only reached our shores, the EU version, only reached our shores in June 2000.
Boo.
Wow.
Boo. That's such a great idea, guys. You could have made a lot more money if you'd done
Did
that.
Pokemon Green exist? Or am I imagining that?
No, I don't remember Pokemon Green.
Okay, Bulbasaur.
Maybe that was like a Malaysian,
Bulbasaur.
maybe that was like a
Bulbasaur.
Malaysian knockoff something where you start with
You might as well be
Bu-
talking Swahili. I haven't got a clue.
Right.
what you're talking
Bulbasaur.
Everyone's thinking,
Baba.
in the other 2 years, you've done a good job again, Adrian. Well done. We appreciate it. But in the other 2 years, you did a bit of a sports roundup.
You did.
And I've got it again. But I'm
Hey.
tempted to skip it because
It's all
rubbish
Yeah.
victories for rubbish
Okay.
teams.
Yeah.
But let's
Yeah.
do it anyway.
Go on,
Who
go
won
on.
the Premier League? in
Man
99?
United.
Who won the FA Cup?
Man United.
Who won the Football League Cup?
Man United.
No.
90s.
Chelsea or someone?
No.
Aston Villa.
Someone-
Aston Villa.
Boo.
Maybe their last trophy for, I don't know, maybe.
Oh, Villa on there,
I think it
Who
might
won the
be.
first division?
Oh, God.
96.
Yep.
Middlesbrough.
Nope.
Who came up next year?
Southampton. I don't know.
Barnsley.
Sunderland.
Boo.
Who won the FA Community Shield? Like anyone cares?
Boo.
Wait, so it would have been
United.
United
It
against
wasn't. Well, it wasn't United.
Arsenal.
Villa?
Everton. I guess because what must
Oh,
have
because
happened?
that's when they won the FA Cup weird stars, and they Paul Rideout.
Oh, so that's the start of that season. So it would have been 95,
yeah.
not 96.
But you know in that season.
No, but yeah.
Who won the
Bending them
Champions
rules.
League in '96?
Huh?
Or the European Champ, whatever it's called then.
96.
Why do you say it like that? Who
I
was
don't know.
it?
It's
Who was
Ajax.
Well, it's not. No, it's a foreign team. It's Juventus.
it?
Oh, Ajax was the year before.
Who won the
95, wasn't
UEFA Cup?
it? Inter Milan.
Bayern Munich.
Quite a lot of clubs to choose from.
yeah, that's tough.
Well, guys, that is it. Another roundup of some of the best games of 1996. We've done 1992, 1998, and now 1996. And what's next? Maybe one more year. I might do a more modern
Contemporary
year. We
year.
might leave the 90s for once.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall 1996, some good games, some good memories.
Good memories, like 14. It wasn't a bad age.
Yeah.
Spice Girls, Oasis, all that.
Puberty was going okay, to be fair. It was.
Yeah.
It was ups and
No
downs.
major dramas.
It was ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
Mostly downs.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a mixed bag, though, from all that lot there.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And Dylan now knows he needs to go away and play Legend of the Seven Stars.
Super Mario RPG.
I'm going to do it. It sounds amazing.
Do it.
It's funny because I reckon I didn't think about that game once in 1996, and yet apparently
It was the best
it
rented
was on
game.
everyone's lips. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else existed. Everything else was unknown.
Unknown. Well, guys, thanks for listening to another podcast. Really appreciate it. And, well, get ready for next week, I guess. See you later.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. We really hope you enjoyed it. You can tweet us at Arcade Attack UK. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/arcadeattackuk. Check out our website at arcadeattack.co.uk for lots more retro gaming goodness and to delve into our archives. Our podcasts are also available on Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Please leave us a review and a rating. We'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to support Arcade Attack, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/arcadeattack, which will give you access to exclusive podcasts, interviews and other bonus content. So, until next time, take care and we'll speak to you soon.